I basically want to understand what is this new corridor that you're setting up in your state, and how do you compare it with corridors in UP and in Tamil Nadu?
See, it's not a corridor, it's a manufacturing cluster come an
Okay.
new airport, which is envisioned to be India's largest airport with a land area of 7,200 acres. Today, if we talk about Jewar, if we talk about IGI, if we talk about any other airport, no airport holds that much of land space. And the advantage with Hisar is it's centrally located. It connects Delhi with a distance of about 2.5 hours, and we are going to get a high-speed rail in future that can be put in place for connections that can be in a limit of 90 to 120 minutes. And Hisar has the beauty of having 3 government-owned universities there. We recently held talks with Air India also, as it has become a private entity of Tata, to join hands and start their aviation training hub there, where we can have pilot training, we can have crew training, where we can have engineer training, also training for emergency purposes. Today, if we see India, we don't have a single point where emergency water training can be looked into. We'll have to send our crew overseas to get trained. We have very less simulators in the country who do not cater to the total flying fleet of our country. Air India wants to put up 20 new simulators with both Boeing and Airbus coming. So that is a great advantage. And I think Haryana has been a land of opportunity. You have seen green revolution from our state. You have seen industrialization from our state. Also, the whole environment of IT, IETs, startups coming up. I think we cater to more than 250 global Fortune 500 companies. So that also becomes a big advantage for the state.
What kind of incentives will you be offering to the companies, both global as well as the local companies in case?
2 different policies. One is the Haryana Enterprise and Employment Policy of 2020, which caters to all kinds of industry, but aviation is also a thrust. In addition to that, we recently launched the Aero Defense and Production Policy, which specifically caters to any company who is into production sector to come into state. We have rebates up to 50% of state GST refund. We have subsidized land there. We have a lease model with HSIDC coming in for a 10-year lease, which can be extended also. Also, if somebody wants to buy at that point, if they become viable, they can buy that land from the state government. In addition to that, we have more subsidies and direct funding also on R&D, on new incentives, startups coming up. So Hisar has already brought in one project of weapon manufacturing with a collaboration with a Brazilian company.
They're into ammunition. They're making ammunitions for global companies.
They're making ammunition also. They're making weapon also.
Yes.
So 2 kinds of weapons will be manufactured in Hisar. So today 1 unit has come in, and we foresee in the manufacturing cluster we see larger number of people moving. We have had multiple rounds of discussion with various groups, and I think people take Hisar to be a central focal point for all kinds of development, because we have North India's largest defense base, army base at Hisar. We have a BSF base at Hisar. Hisar connects to Ambala and Sirsa Air Force bases, and also in 2 hours you can reach the capital of our country.
How would you address sustainability? That is a big issue, for projects like this. So, do you have any plans in place?
We have a state plan for getting first regional connectivity to that location. Today morning also we had a long discussion with Alliance Air. We had a long discussion with the Ministry of Civil Aviation as well as with HAL to start and plan for helicopter connectivity, plus MROs there for helicopters. Also with Alliance Air and other players to come in and start MRO services there. Once we see planes coming in, once we see better connectivity there, I think then we will have a very bright future. And I think Hisar will come up 2 years in advance of Jaywar. So that also becomes an advantage.
And this is a G20 presidency year for India. So, would you be making some kind of a presentation when the
Yes,
various leaders come to India?
we have 3 rounds of G20 visits into our state. One is in the month of March, but the other two relates to industrialization and IT sector. So that becomes an advantage for us because our new landing light installation will be done by that time. Our connectivity will become better. There are two national highways. I think one I've heard that PM is going to inaugurate the Delhi Mumbai corridor first phase on 4th of February. So that is a win-win situation for our state. Also, when we have industrial meet on G20 platform, it gives us advantage for global players and their industry to come in and start bilateral talks with state governments.
Just one last question. What kind of a message would you like to send to the investors who would like
I request everybody to come in to our state. We have been very friendly for industry. We have seen big corporations from around the globe coming in investing for the development of the state, also development of their corporation. We have the policy for aero defense and production that can be looked into, and I think it will be a win-win situation for both the industry as well as the state.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.